I could not agree more. We'll see the first thing coming off the board is going to be rapid fire. We'll see who's able to get that, edge here in Ban Protect. As far as this series go, I have no idea what to expect. This is one where I can see TK like getting out to a 2-0 advantage, and it still goes the distance. Both these teams.
You have it wrong. You have it wrong. CLG is the team that takes the 2-0 advantage, and then they somehow blow the uplinks.
TK
they blow
did that last
the
week
CTF.
Twice.
I mean, somebody.
Both of them do it.
Somebody's going to do it in this series. It just kind of seems too lined up for that to happen.
These teams love getting to their game 5s, but you see Purifier coming off the board, HC, and then the kind of those duo of attachments we see go so frequently in Rapid Fire and High Caliber. Are you surprised to see the Purifier actually get banned out on a map like French?
No. I think the Purifier is slowly, getting into that, conversation where you are going to start to ban it.
Okay.
I don't say consistently in Respawn, but I think more often. I mean, we saw players ban a Scythe last week. I think the Scythe, post like the nerfs that tap into it. I don't know if it's ban worthy anymore. I think the Purifier is definitely the next option to go with.
All right, well, we've got one spot remaining here, Matt. I mean, you saw concussions come off. I feel like flash rings kind of make sense if you're trying to get rid of those, but TK doesn't have the last pick. So that's what's, I feel like
CLG is going to get rid of it.
They're still going to get rid of it. Okay, so neither team wanting to play with those tacticals. So Simtex coming off as well. Now let's hop into the specialist draft. The only thing we really saw come off was the Purifier. Overclocked it as well, so that's going to slow down the ability to get these abilities, get these weapons any quicker, but we should see a pretty standard setup here from both teams.
Yeah, I think if teams run a second weapon, you will get into that Tempest versus Annihilator area, but I think we're going to see 3 abilities, 1 weapon. Now that the Purifier's gone, you're going to see a Scythe on both sides, Heatwave on both teams, Kinetic and Active on both sides. So a mirror image between both teams. Not too shocked for me, at least in this first map, maybe even the entire series. The players I'm looking out for, on CLG, I'm looking at Felony. When you looked at, stats and whatnot, Methods and BL Fire are like their 1 and 2 players in each game mode. BL Fire leaves. It's kind of confusing. Looking at Felony, see how he plays today. He really needs to play well, I think. And then on the side for TK, it's like somebody other than Goonjar. That's my player to look out for. Anyone other than Goonjar. I think Goonjar is going to play well. He's been playing pretty well all stage long. There's somebody else just needs to be there.
Yeah, and that's been the story since week 1, really. Who's going to step it up, be that kind of secondary slayer for TK? On the side of CLG, I'm actually mostly going to be watching Accuracy, just because he's the new guy. What is he going to be able to do? I was really curious about Perplex when he first came in. I thought he did an excellent job, but who's going to be able to step up on the side of CLG? Will he fill in that role very easily? Accuracy is a great player. I mean, we've seen him have some monster games. I know he struggled a little bit in qualifications getting into the actual league, but now's his shot. Now's his opportunity. I think he is a player that can really make an impact.
I think he's a player who can definitely make a difference in this series and for them in this stage. I think Accuracy, a very talented player. Just looking to see how he performs in this first one. This will be his first match here in the CWL. Excited to see him play. I'm a big fan of Accuracy.
No, I am too, and I think he'll make an impact. Again, the roster change coming in. BL Fire for Accuracy here. First series is going to be here in week 8, and again, just don't have the updated image there yet. It's on the right. BL Fire no longer on the roster. We are going to be watching Accuracy, but just waiting for these guys to edit their score streaks. Should be ready to hop into the action momentarily. First game is going to be HARDPOINT French. I have no idea how to pick this series, just how inconsistent these two teams have been so far in the league. But who do you give the edge to in HARDPOINT? Great, anybody. Let's flip a coin.
Yeah, I would say CLG, to be honest. I think CLG, they probably have the edge in Respawn game modes, just from the fact that I think Accuracy, although he's new to this team, I think he's going to be able to come in and pick up some kills and do some nice things. And then I think Methods, he's able to do some nice things in Respawn game modes as well. And for me, it's TK. It's a huge question mark. It's like, if they get good games from Nezla or Sharp, you think Goonjar is going to play pretty well? This team's going to beat people in Respawn. It's just whether they can get that consistently or not. You just don't know.
All right, well, I'm going to kick things off with Nezlo here as we are getting ready to start game 1 between TK and CLG. Right off the rip, let's see who's going to be able to make an impact. Looks like he's going to be pushing into Barn with this VMP and working his way right over to tracks. He's going to find one pretty much instantly and lose that gunfight.
Yeah, and it's going to be 3 dead, though, in favor of Team Kaliber here at the start. And Theory's been a player, Maven, who I thought over the last few Call of Duties, he's been very underrated. He's a good sniper, he can run an AR, he can run an SMG. For some reason, he just seems out of place so far in this game. I don't know how they get him to feel more comfortable in his role. whether it's like changing somebody else's or whatnot. But I think if they can really, Theory's the X factor for me. If they can get Theory going, I think this is a team that can definitely start to heat up the end of stage 1.
Yeah, I think there were some teams that kind of stuck with the mentality, oh, we're good at Black Ops 2, let's use a similar kind of strategy for roles for players in Black Ops 3. It's not at all. I mean, I love the game to death. It's incredible. I actually think I personally like it more than Black Ops 2, but when you look at it, it doesn't play very similar in many game modes. There's so many changes to this game. You mean you've had what, Nameless and Parasite switch roles pretty quickly between assault rifle and submachine guns. Clayster, one of the most famous AR players in the history of Black Ops 2, he's been running more of a sub role. So definitely a lot of players and teams finding changes in different roles for their guys.
Yeah, it's definitely more aggressive than Black Ops 2. Obviously, you see Sharp picking up a 3-piece there with the Lightning Strike. But I think you're able to run a little bit more ARs, puts a little bit more pressure on the SMG players. I don't want to say to have better shots, but just be accurate at range. I think, obviously, the SMG, you get up pretty close. You're able to win some gunfights easily. But it's the SMG players that can shoot AR players at range that have really succeeded with that weapon in Black Ops 3 this far, and I think it's huge. I mean, you see right there, Felony versus Sharp there in a little mid-range, long-range engagement with the SMG, and Felony's able to win it. And those are the gunfights that are extremely hard in this game.
Well, and that's one thing to point out too, because there's definitely a clear difference, I think, between your dominant subs and your I guess your less consistent subs, because we've seen there are sometimes gunfights where someone wins a battle from what seems like AR range with a sub. I saw a clip the other day of Zuma going up against a Merc. It can be done. You just have to be incredibly accurate. And right now, Neslo going on a big streak of his own. He's on a 6 streak now. He's going to get the initial time here in the hardpoint, which will give him his lightning. He's getting really close to getting also the Hellstorm and Cerberus. This would be big for his squad. They're only up 34 or so points when he's fully streaked. And we saw, I think it was Sharp had just, he only got his lightning. Okay.
No, yeah, Sharp got cut short of getting full streaks, but Neslo actually uses his kinetic armor to ensure that. I'm a fan of that play. Not sure why you're going to use the lightning here. You have 2 of his teammates drop. He's going to be able to get 1. See if he can actually get them any time, though. I think you might have wanted to save that for a chance where you have some other teammates over there. Method's actually team kills accuracy, but still, yeah, I mean, if you're TK, you get nothing out of that lightning strike. You get no time, you get no spawns.
Trying to get the back spawn, which I thought he had an opportunity to. One of the players spawned back there and took him out pretty quickly. If he was able to get control of the spawns, I don't hate it, but never able to get control. Going to go back to accuracy here for a little bit, just because we talked about the fact he's a new guy right now on CLG, trying to make an impact here in place of BL-Fire. He finds one, has 2 more pushing him. Nice job going prone there to dodge any shots coming in, but eventually will be pushed and fall. Methods you see coming out of camo there as he's able to push in, fly, pick up 2 inside the hard point, trying to lock down tracks. Perplex going to be able to pick up 1 as well. And they've got the lead. So despite the fact that Neslo got full streaks, you saw lightning for Sharp. Yeah. And you're getting kind of a good slaying game out of Neslo. Now you don't have Goon going off. You always talk about the fact you need those 2 guys to really supplement each other. 2 players come up big for that team. The fact they're trailing right now, I feel like it looked like they had a good start.
Yeah, Neslo's got a Cerberus out on the map as well, so we'll have to see if that makes an impact. They saw pick up like 1 or 2 kills, but now he's only going to have that Hellstorm.
You can see it's in mini right now, I believe. Can he get out of there?
Roaming around. No, it's probably just going to get stuck in there, and Neslo's actually just picking up some kills inside the hill, but that's scary if you're TK, because you get a good game out of Neslo thus far, right? Sharp, he's even, Theory's positive, and we talked about, which one of those 3 guys is going to play well. They are, but now they're not getting that monster game that we're usually seeing out of Goonjar, where Goonjar is, plus 8, 9 in respawn game modes. And yeah, for CLG, I think it's a really good first half of this hardpoint, right? You're up by 2, you gave up full streaks to one guy, streaks to another, and you expect your Slayers to start to play a little bit better here in the second half.
I don't think this Cerberus is a shot yet. Like, is it being...
He's killed him. He's got 1 guy with him.
I've just been watching on the minimap. It hasn't even been really, when it got patched, or I should say kind of buffed, it was so much more aggressive, I feel like, really going at players. It's off the map now. I believe it just got taken. No, it's still there, and it's just not. There we go. Neslo picked up another one. It hasn't been really as, I guess, aggressive as I'm used to seeing it, but now you see on the minimap, it's starting to move up here, close to mid-map. Going to start getting involved in some of these gunfights, and that's when it gets scary if you're CLG.
You better get the Cerberus involved with your TK. You're able to take the lead back, but I know Neslo, now he's going to control it, so... that might have been an accident. Sometimes you got to like reload and you accidentally hit it a little bit too hard and you end up controlling it. Second hill is going to pop up here. Just a few seconds. Players just setting up for it. CLG is going to win a bunch of the gunfights on rotation, actually make it 3. So Neslo is going to be the only one up for TK. He's got to wait for some teammate support here.
All right, and finally the Cerberus is gone. I can't believe the fact that lasted basically what, a full minute and a half, and just didn't seem to get as involved. It did pick up a couple of kills, and it has helped TK get into the lead now. The question is, can they hold on? They've been getting some bigger performances from players like we talked about, but they weren't really turning it into points up to this point. Method's now set up. He has his camo inside. He's able to find one other player. You see they're behind boxes. Will this player challenge? They're flying in, trying to take out Neslo. Finally, he gets tagged up and taken out, Matt.
Yeah, but it was a good hole by CLG. You know, I think accuracy was on like a 3 or 4 streak, and then you had Methods doing a nice job just hiding inside of the hill, and you're going to see CLG on the mini-map. They're going to set up for Grandma's. Obviously, it's a hill that you can get a ton of time on. 15 seconds isn't too much to give up here on Tin either.
Yeah, and you saw a big kill up top by Globe. That was Perplex picking up one. If that player was able to get in behind, might have been able to disrupt the spawn control coming in for CLG. But now when you look at the map, they've got the back of Grandma's here covered. They've got trackside as well. This is looking very good for CLG to put up some big time on the board.
Yeah, and Perplex has a few big gunfights over there, and he's actually going to get cut down. One of his teammates over by Globe going to have to win these. It's going to be Felony picking up 2 big kills. And now you see TK. They're going to start spawning over near them mid-street. Don't want to see any panic out of TK. They got to start grouping together, you know, not push this one by one. You see Goon picking up that first kill. They got to make this turn into something. You see he's over by Globe trying to get those back spawns. It's a good pinch opportunity for Team Kaliber.
Yeah, that was Neslo flying in first. He's going to drop. They've disrupted. They haven't got a single second here. It's basically been a full 30 so far, I believe, for the side of CLG. But the heat wave comes in from Sharp, and he's able to get 2
big
gets
gunfights.
The break, and now they might have a chance to get a lead change here if he can hold on. That's Camo flying in for Methods. It does nothing as Neslo and Sharp get that crossfire and are able to take him out. So they've got control. They got the break. They gave up the first 30 or so, but they're going to be in the lead after this one is a big part of it.
Yeah, and CLG is going to try and play for Trax, and Trax is one that it's very difficult to take a ton of time on. You're going to have to push out both sides.
Yeah,
so you're going to have to push players out by Globe and by Peaches, able to control that area, win some gunfights, and then you really want to try and spawn the other team back alley. So you're going to be in this position where Sharp is. You're going to be at the end of that side of Trax, trying to push those spawns out even further.
I'm going to switch over to Goonjar for a second because he's on a 5 streak. We talked about the fact that he needed to come alive, and he did. And now you're seeing the score really start to reflect that as him, Theory, and Neslo. Look at that. They were combining for 13 in total for streaks. You had a 4 streak for Theory and Neslo, 5 for Goon. Can he keep it rolling right now as TK is looking to pull away here in game 1? He finds one, tries to turn, pick up another, couple pushing in here from back tracks. He gets help from Neslo just in time as he's able to clean up 2 of those players. And Neslo has hit 31 kills, leading all Slayers in the lobby right now.
And he has the capability to do this. I mean, Neslo is a guy who's very good in search and destroy, known for his S&D smarts, making some big plays. I think COD Champs was strictly business. He has that big play last year. He just needs to really put it together and respawn. And this is a guy that he has a lot of talent. When he plays well in respawn game modes and he gets that confidence, it's usually something that spirals for the remainder of the series. So it's a really good start if you're a TK fan.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I guess we can't stress enough the fact that this is a monster game when you're looking at relegation right now, because these 2 teams sitting near the bottom of the barrel right now when it comes to the standings, they're just trying to stay in this, make sure they get top 8 so they can go to the Season 1 finals and make sure they have a position for themselves going into Stage 2. A couple guys dropping now for the side of CLG, but they've got a couple more in the hard point trying to hold on here. Nice shots coming in from Felony. They're trailing by a little over 40 points now. Plenty of time on the clock. The question is, can they hold the big time? They've done a pretty good job rotating early for a couple of hard points. TK, on the other hand, has done a pretty solid job breaking into the last few.
Now, CLG wins a bunch of gunfights here in the middle of the map, Maven, and maybe TK giving up, going over towards Auto, and this will make this game pretty close. It'll be about a 15-point game going into the next hill.
Yeah, and you're talking about giving up a solid 30-40 points at the first hard point, which is not what you want to do. That's not what you want to give up a lot of time.
CLG wins a bunch of gunfights on the rotation as well. And look, they have control. Sharp wins one inside of Tin, but this is one that CLG should be able to hold as long as they start flooding in here. Methods has 2 big gunfights to win. He's going to win one. Another player is going to fly in. That's going to be Theory, but he's going to drop right away. CLG with a chance to hold on to this big kinetic armor break there out of Neslo.
Yeah, and you had kinetic on the other side. I wonder if we're going to see him pop it as well. He decides to hold on to it. TK doesn't. They're going to opt to use it and fly in. Everyone just trying to trade right now, trying to get the big kills for their team. Going to go back to Neslo as he's had a big game really throughout the entire thing. He started hot, he's been hot now, but he's going to end up falling now, and it's going to be time for CLG, so they've got a couple point advantage right now, Matt. That's, I think, our 3rd or 4th lead change throughout this one.
And it was a big gunfight by Theory over in the back of Grandma that could have potentially given the spawn, but look at that. Perplex wins 2 huge gunfights along with accuracy, and he's going to pull out this scythe. He's going to have one in front of him, not able to win the second one. That would have been huge, but it's going to be the players for TK, having to rotate through that middle street, trying to get over by Goon, control these spawns, and then get into Grandma, because it's CLG taking a lead. And this one, it's getting close to CLG making a big comeback.
This is insane. It really came down to this early rotation to the Grandma's hardpoint, which we saw CLG do last time. Perplexed, able to turn and crush one. They need 15 more points here. They've been the team, I feel like, rotating better throughout most of this game. They've been rotating early. I know TK's had some sick breaks, and they had a lot of players that start to go off here. But when you talk about points, right now it's CLG looking to close out. Can they get it done? Oh, and he's getting close to full streaks. He gets this. Oh, if he got that Cerberus, he just really dropped that mid-map. Use those streaks, I think, to keep the players out. But now it's going to be 3 in the hardpoint round for TK. They're going to be at least to hold on, maybe see another hardpoint here.
Yeah, but if you're CLG, you're in a great spot, because even if you lose this hardpoint, you go into the next one. Tracks, you can contest that easy, right? Nobody's going to get a ton of time on there. Then you force that middle hardpoint, let's say, if there's, 30 seconds left or whatnot, you have that lightning and that hellstorm.
True.
I mean, you can break that easily. You can let it go uncontested, and you can win. So CLG has a lot of things going in their favor right now.
Felony may have just locked it down. The streak's going to come in as well. Unfortunately, Perplex going to connect with himself as well, I think. But now they're flying in. Accuracy, first game here with CLG. Not having a huge one. He's 28 and 40, but he's on a 3 streak right now, and he's looking to close it out. The final points come in, and CLG will be your Game 1 winners.
Yeah, big performances by CLG. That first one able to make that comeback. No, they just did a good job of rotating early to those hills. I feel like it was the second middle hill where they started to sneak back into the game.
Yeah.
And TK, they started to rotate over towards Auto and Tin. And they just didn't win any of those gunfights. And then TK's like, all right, well, let's go play for Grandma. And they don't win any of those either. And the time just started to mount in CLG's favor.
Yeah, I feel like TK, anytime I was saying they did well, it was they had a good break. It was never them having a good hold because they weren't the team rotating early. I mean, we talked about the final 4 or 5 hard points. It was CLG being first to the hard point, first to set up. They won the rotation battle. But what do you say? Because you asked for a bigger effort when you talk about
and
TK.
they got it.
Someone had to step up, and you did kind of get that. Even at one point when they were really kind of outslaying the CLG early.
It wasn't Goon, it was the other 3.
Yeah, but they had a good margin. It was something like 5 to 10 kills early, but it didn't turn into points. I mean, they barely had an advantage.
Yeah.
So that's what's tough. When you're not turning, when you finally are a team that's not used to really outslaying teams in hardpoint, when you finally are, you hope it's going to turn into points for your squad.
Right. Well, you take a look at the scoreboard real quick before we jump into the next game. Methods. He's continuing his strong hardpoint play, 39 and 32. Accuracy, they just want him to kill people outside of the hill. It doesn't do a great job of that. Wins a few gunfights there. The second rotation, I thought Perplex played really well. I mean, he goes 36 and 39.
Well, him and Felony had a lot of really big kills.
-3, but big kills on the rotations. 2 pieces by Perplex, 2 pieces by Felony. Thought both those guys played really well.
Yeah, especially, the kind of money hill. I know there are a couple you can lock down for a significant amount of time, but the one you really talk about is Grandma's, and it was Perplex and Felony that were around Globe that were really cutting those players off, pushing from tracks, do an excellent job. And then the hard one that kind of broke the back for me of TK, though, was the first hard point on the 3rd rotation. When you're not usually supposed to get a lot of time, that's kind of a contest fest to a degree, and they locked down at least, I feel like, a solid 40 out of 60 on that hard point.
And then I feel like, they had the streaks on Sharp, just a Lightning, but they had, Lightning, Hellstorm, and Cerberus on Neslo. I feel like we never saw them really use them, I don't want to say well, but use them to really give them an advantage, right? Like when they needed a desperate break, they didn't have them. They had already used them. So
that's why I
feel
kind of
like could have used them a little bit better.
Almost, I'm kind of a fan of get set up. And when you have that Cerberus on the map, especially if you're talking about going to the top center hardpoint, I think last week we saw, I can't remember what player it was, but he took control of the Cerberus. Ended up killing, I think, 6 people or so around the central hardpoint. Neslo's was just at wood, kind of just pacing back and forth. They got 1 kill over a span of 30 seconds or so.
Even if you control it and bring it to an area and then get out of it.
Yeah, which we saw Tatch do that last week. You see various people try and set it up in good positions because sometimes, I mean, you're relying on you're relying on AI. I mean, sometimes does it seem to make a great play? Sure, but it's a bot in the sense that when it's controlling itself, it's not always going to make the perfect decision.
Put it in a better area to make a play.
Exactly, because it only ended up getting really a couple kills. But waiting
2, 3, I think.
Yeah. For our next map is going to be Search and Destroy on evac, I believe. Yes, evac. Yes. I'm correct. So this one, God, I'm scared right now for TK because that was one I feel like if you're TK, and you know how we talked at the beginning about the fact that they haven't made the team change, they've kind of tried to stick it out, right? That's a painful loss. Game 1 when you have the lead.
That's how you if you have those stats out of TK, you would expect them to win the games, right? If you're a Team Kaliber fan or you're a player on Team Kaliber, if you have Sharp and Neslo both playing well, Theory also, Like those three guys clicking. You know, Goon didn't have the best game. Like he was up and down, but you expect to win those games. Like those are games TK has historically won.
Sure.
Like, throughout all of the Call of Duty titles we've seen them play.
And I know that was a close one. Don't get me wrong, it was 250 to 224, very close game. But yeah, is it TK? I don't know if they're like used to outslaying teams in Respawn, because that has been, I mean, that's been the hardest thing for them. I feel like throughout Black Ops 3 is really winning game 5s and then also outslaying teams. They have not been good at that. They have one of the worst outslay percentages, the lowest team KD in the entire league. So does it get to a point where you so consistently don't outslay teams that you sort of don't know how to play with that mentality? Like they're outslaying and they're not turning into points.
No, this is a team that they played before and they've outslayed people like on previous titles.
Like this year.
No, not much this year, but they know what to do.
I would hope
when they
so.
do outslay. Yes, they know what to do. They're professional.
All right.
But
I'm asking questions here. You know, I was surprised that when they had full streaks for Nezlo again, you had the lightning for Sharp. It didn't really turn into many points.
My thing is they were able to break. They were not able to hold.
Yeah.
They were not able to hold the hills. They were able to break them pretty easily.
Which holding is kind of the easier part of it. You feel like a break is more difficult.
Holding's actually pretty difficult. One guy drops, then you got to rotate everybody, and then people who died while sprinting, and let's say somebody pushes something out they're not supposed to, then that person, where they spawn, where do they influence the next player? So holding's a lot more complicated than you think.
No, I think they're both tough, but I just feel like I'd rather be the team with the nice setup, locking out angles and communicating, and the team trying to fly in and get a break.
Like it's very easy to set up. Like, I just took the hill. Let me
throw me on this team.
Let's all just set up. Yeah,
I'll start for Kaliber. Sharp, imagine my voice in your ear throughout an entire game. Do you think we ever drop a map?
Yeah, you would. You would.
Yeah, we would.
You would drop a lot of maps. You would drop even more maps than Revan is shaking his head. Yes, he's like, yes.
We would lose every game.
You would drop significantly more maps. Yeah. I think for me, when I saw Team Kaliber play there, I'd love to go back and look at it and see what the split was between assault rifles and SMGs. It seemed like a lot of the times we saw CLG, it was either 2-2 or 3-1. With, Felony would pick up an AR sometimes. You had Methods with an AR in his handle on it, and then Accuracy as well. For me, I think TK always stuck 2-2, and it was like Theory and Goon with assault rifles. Then a lot of the time we saw Nezlo trying to break with Kinetic, Sharp with a VMP trying to break as well. Maybe they need another AR to kind of throw in there.
To be fair, I mean, the lead slayers and, Methods I know on the other side, but Nezlo was kind of their lead slayer. He ran a VMP for almost the entire time. And Perplexed and Felony, all the big kills we saw, those big 2 pieces, 3 pieces, they were all with the VMP. So
yeah, and I don't really hate the idea. I don't know if they even kind of floated it out, but like Sharp running an AR and Theory running an SMG, like. Sharp, he's been playing for a while, doesn't really play at that, like, fast pace. Maybe they put an AR in his hand, he's able to do some more things. And then, Theory, he's a guy who's pretty versatile. You might gain a little bit more than you lose right there. So.
Well, sorry about the little delay between maps, guys. Not sure what's causing. Might just be waiting on players to get ready to go. But we are into the ban protect. You see the first one coming out. It's going to be the SVG ban. That's directly targeting Theory. I think Theory is definitely the best sniper in the lobby. You think that's all that is, really? You don't feel like you have someone to really hang with him in that capacity?
Oh, without a doubt. I think Theory, a lot of people forget, like last year, one of the more flashier snipers, one of the better snipers in Call of Duty. I think he's very talented with that weapon. It's good to see CLG get rid of it early because they don't really have like a sniper that would stand out.
Yeah, and we'll see you there, Slash Fans, as my next question. Does the Shiva make it in? Does Overkill make it in? Now, Overkill, what's its impact on the game with the SVG out? Is it still
not as much unless you're going to have somebody run a Locust.
True.
I mean, I think if you're not going to run a Locust or a PO6, it doesn't make much of a difference.
This isn't a bad map to have an AR sub combo though of some capacity if you can. I mean, this has a lot of close range. I mean, what would you prefer to run here? We're probably going to see a 3-3-1 with subs.
No.
You don't think so?
I think you're going to see this be a little bit more AR heavy. You're going to see Afterburner go. That's when we see go all the time here on evac, and then now you're going to see the M8 go there at the end. So that might be something to throw off some of the guys on TK. And I don't know if we'll see it, but the ICR got a little bit of a buff today.
Yeah, I saw a little less recoil, which I wasn't aware it had any, and also
increased range.
Yeah, increased range. So that'd be nice because that brings me back to like the ACR back in Modern Warfare 2, which just kind of shoots a laser. I'd like to see it used a little more. It's fun gun.
A lot of players on this map have, I don't want to say preferred, but we've seen a lot of Man of War use on this map. So would not be surprised we see the Man of War, and that kind of solves your problem for, hey, do you do Overkill, SMG, AR? That's something Yeah, you don't see anybody do. I don't know where you kind of
I remember watching Classic do it early in the game. He would run. I saw him with an XR2, VMP, and S&D, and he was crushing people. Because this is the map I feel like you get caught in a lot of mid-range fights. Like if you get indoor, you can go from a nice, comfortable AR fight to a sub in your face instantly.
I think the other team's going to be running more ARs. I think you can get away with running a Man of War instead of like obviously the man.
I'd be going ICR after
gone.
the update.
You could go ICR. You could try it. I mean, that could be something one of these teams tested it out before they got on today and was like, hey, let's kind of throw that into our game today to kind of shock the other team, because you look, who's going to be running what on TK? You figure, Goon, all those guys would have been lockdown M8 guys. What are they going to run? I mean, you can do the XR2. The Shiva makes it in, correct?
Yeah.
Shiva makes it in.
Shiva, yes. Shiva made it in.
The Shiva, the Man of War. I feel like you'll see either Shiva, Man of War, either of the two.
I want PO6 overkill VMP.
Don't think we're going to see that from either of these teams.
Yeah, no, it's not Elevate playing.
No,
three PO6s. But just waiting on these guys to set up their classes now before we hop into Game 2. Search and Destroy on evac. The edge here, I mean, after CLG took that, it was a great come-from-behind win for them. Yeah. I'm just curious, is one of these teams going to fall into, what we've seen them do a couple of times, which is you get that 2-0 lead, it sort of disappears. We've seen it happen so many times. I'm not really confident in either of these teams closing out a series because to this point, neither has shown me they can. But CLG has a couple 3-0s under their belt, actually, of their 4 wins, I believe.
They have, like, surprising 3-0s.
Surprising 3-0s, yeah. I don't know that TK has really come out and just 3-0'd anyone. Not that's even possible at this point, so they dropped game 1.
The TK 3-0 phase?
Oh, it was the 3-0.
Yeah, that was the 3-0.
That was mostly Jack, though.
There you go, TK.
It was mostly Jack.
And Jack.
I don't know about Jack. Basically, if he ever gets fired from casting, he's going to be a Team Kaliber mascot.
Yeah, essentially.
I don't even know what a mascot is.
You see the Clippers unveiled a mascot last night.
Oh, I saw Bill Simmons tweeting a picture.
Yeah,
like, what is that?
They were like, I saw everyone on Twitter, they're like, this is the worst sporting mascot ever. He's like a bird.
Yeah, I just went to his Twitter. I was like, what is that? Like, what? Oh, okay, so not that I know what a Clipper is. It was like a Clipper magazine. Is that like coupons and stuff?
Oh, it's evac S&D loading them now, but talking about the Clippers mascot.
What would Team Kaliber's mascot be? You just put like a clown nose on Jack?
It would be Jack.
Give him a fro?
It'd be Jack.
Just Jack as Jack.
Yep. It'd be Jackass Jack. That would be the Team Kaliber mascot.
He is kind of like a cartoon character, so I can see that certainly happening. But we are loading in, getting ready here to kick off round 1, evac, search and destroy. And yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of want to
players to look out for.
Give the edge. I'm still watching accuracy on CLG because I think it's impossible not to watch the new guy. I feel like you kind of have to.
You have to watch the new guy.
And then on the other side, I'm Neslo. Neslo's a big S&D guy for me. He had a really big game 1, and the guy needs a win. This team needs a win. Let's see how they opt to play it out here. So the new guy.
So let's see what guns we're going to see from these players.
Well, we have XR2 and Bomb Down.
Yep.
And let me check Perplexed. He is Man of War, Methods, VMP. And then,
so you're going to have 3 ARs, 1 SMG on the attacking side of things.
And in a second here. Well, when they get back to offense, I'll kind of check what they're going to be using.
Oh, look at that. That's bad gunfights challenge. Method's going to be able to win 1 down low, and he's not going to be able to get down that staircase. It's going to be Perplexed here. Left in a 1v3. He's going to have players flying at him. They know exactly where he is. It's going to be TK winning round 1. I love the defensive call right there. They push all 4 players actually out of apartments. And they're able to catch CLG off guard. Not many people expect that kind of aggressive push on defense early.
Well, you see the closeout kill there coming from Neslo. Let's see what kind of offensive push we get from them now. Good round 1 win coming out of Team Kaliber. Now let's take a look. I'll go through their classes real quick. We have XR2, VMP, and ICR. So similar setup to both teams, just the difference being really the Man of War and the ICR.
Yeah, let's see the ICR.
Oh, absolutely.
See it in action. We have not, I have not seen it since the newest update today. It's going to win 1 gunfight, but quickly we're going to get down into a 2v1 scenario. It's going to be Theory and Neslo up against Perplexed. Perplexed, very talented S&D player, capable of pulling things off like this, but it looks like the bomb going to go down pretty fast over at B. Perplexed seems like he has an idea of this is happening because he goes, checks A real quick, and then immediately makes a beeline over towards the B site.
Yep, let's switch over to Perplexed here. He's going to be pushing in with the Man of War, and both players have just dipped. So one's probably going to be hitting the wall run here, which is going to be difficult for him to deal with if they decide to come from around. He's going to find one. They're not able to win that. It's going to be Theory closing it out close range with the VMP. 2-0 early lead for Team Kaliber.
And this is what Team Kaliber has been known for historically, right? Like these four guys together, great search and destroy. Like Black Ops 2, these guys were like the best in search and destroy. So difficult to beat. And you always felt like it became to a point where we even thought like, hey, they can hear us talk. Like that they knew exactly what we were doing every round. They had a perfect strat call to kind of counter it. Now these guys just very talented in S&D. When they get going, one of the best S&D teams in the world.
All right, well, now it's going to be CLG back to offense. Matt, can they get around is the question. Look at this. You see the exact opposite production coming out of TK. They stacked B last time. Now they're going to stack A, just taking some gambles here. The question is, will Accuracy and crew get this early bomb plant? Because the flank is coming down. There's going to be a lot of pressure here on Method soon. Oh, God, do they even realize? They have to have an idea of this flank. So now it should be called out. Perplex is going to get eyes on with one. Methods is going to help him out pick up that kill. Methods should be flanking one, but he's actually going to be picked up from the cross. Oh, that was Neslo's actually HC car that came in. Now, Bomb, during all of this, they had a wide open sight. Bomb still hasn't gone down.
Yeah, CLG just taking a lot of time, and this is what we thought they potentially could miss. BL Fire very
Look
good in
how scary
S&D.
this is, right? The map is so scary.
TK's pretty spread out though. If you're CLG, just kind of needed to sit there and watch the bomb. Looks like Felony is actually going to have one gunfight in the back. As you see Theory able to take out Accuracy. Everybody drops for CLG.
And these two haven't died yet. So
Nope.
they're like racing. They're like, no, I want the points. And who's closest? You already have the HC there. You're working on the dart.
What did Neslo have? Neslo's going to defuse. Yeah, he's 175.
Right.
So
he's from Lightning. Okay.
Yeah, he's off Lightning. Yeah, he got one with the HC this turn.
All right. Well, they are completely controlling this one. Neslo is my guy to watch because he had a big game one. Want to see if he can carry it into S&D where he's mostly known for, and he's having a big one as he sees one player coming there on connector, and he's able to turn and pick him up. Now, moving forward, I mean, I like kind of the different, I guess, defensive stacks we're kind of seeing out of TK. The fact they stacked A the first round with 3. They four-man stacked A this time, and they're completely, I think, disrupting anything that the offensive side of CLG is trying to do. What do they opt to do on offense now is the question.
Oh, well, CLG has absolutely no idea what TK is going to be doing on the defensive side. I think CLG is going to win 2 gunfights. Method's actually going to win both of them, and have that as a fast round as CLG keeps all 4 alive, and they're able to kill everybody on Team Kaliber within, what, 30 seconds?
The game didn't even understand it was over.
No, yeah, it took a little bit to understand.
It took an extra 3 seconds because people aren't supposed to die that fast. That was
like,
real quick.
Everybody's dead.
That reminds me of that round we saw, remember, where like Looney's entire team died, and then he ended up 1v4ing, but they all got decimated in like the opening seconds. Good job there. You wanted to get one round on the board. That's got to be a feel-good round because you were getting demolished up to this point. And the good thing is,
I'm interested, does it affect TK's psychological game where they've been pushing pretty hard? Do they play a little bit slower
on defense? I mean, it looks like they're going to stack
they're flying again. Yeah.
Yep. So here they come, and they're going to see him. They're going to come right out flying, pick up the first 2 kills. Methods are perplexed by themselves so quickly. They have no idea what TK is going to do on defense.
Well, they know they're going to hit like a site fast. They just don't know which one. You see the CLG able to take STK able to take advantage of CLG. You're going to see 2 kills though go in favor of CLG, so they're able to actually turn this into a 1v1 scenario as Methods picks up another, and he drops pretty quick, and it's going to be Neslo going up against Perplex. This is quite odd because he's just pretty much playing from his own spawn, and Neslo's able to win it. It's going to be TK at 4-1.
They gave themselves a chance, but Neslo wasn't letting it happen. No 2v4 on my game, and Neslo there going to be able to close it out on Perplex. Perplex never really even had a chance to react there. Tried to get behind cover, but he was pretty much toast. So 4-1 advantage here for TK. They've done an excellent job thus far, especially from the defensive side of things, where they've really turned these into some quick rounds. Now back to offense for them. I want to go with Neslo because he's 7-1 right now, having an absolutely monster game. And it looks like we're going to get more of a standard split this time out of CLG. The question is one of them going to hit the flank quickly?
You're going to see Neslo with the HC, and that's actually going to be Perplex winning that first gunfight versus Sharp. It's going to get Neslo very weak. You see the HC come in. Theory's able to pick up Perplex, but he knows there's one player pushing him. Theory's got one guy coming all the way to his right in the back. Method's able to win that one. Method's really keeping CLG in this game. I mean, right now, the rest of his teammates are all around like 2-3 kills each. Methods, I think, has like 7.
Well, and that's kind of, honestly, it's almost how it is for TK, because Neslo's pretty lopsided as well. I think one of his teammates has 5 to go with that.
Theory's playing pretty well also.
But Neslo's been having a huge one. It's kind of those two just going off right now. But the question for me has not been CLG's ability to play defense, is whether or not they can actually get an offensive round. And now they're going to be back to offense here, Matt. I'm going to stay with Methods. And yeah, so it's kind of Theory and Neslo going up against Methods, what it feels like right now. Oh, God, this is going to be scary. It's a 4-man mid-hit. Are they going to get caught? Does the call-out come to his teammate? He sees one. He saw the pressure come. He picks up a second. Methods still in a big game. And able to get out. That was huge. Now, I thought for a second, is he going to consider using his HC car here? No, he's going to back it up. Let it become a 2v2. Try to get to safety. There's one player low. He's going to see him for a second. Tries to go for the wall bang. He's going to back that player down to water.
Yeah, no, something actually in the kill feed as well. Accuracy actually falls off the map. It's going to be a 2v1. Could actually potentially be a 3v1. Accuracy
I didn't even notice that.
Off.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he had fallen off.
And this is for the ace, though, for Methods. So I usually would like to go to Sharp's POV in a 1v2 here, but this is the Method show. He has 10 kills. He's on a 4 streak, having a huge, huge game. Oh, no. Look at this position here from Sharp. This could end up being brilliant. This could actually end up being perfect if they're both going to run by him. Oh, no!
Oh, he jumped up. That's the worst timing.
They would. I thought they were both going to push mid and kind of wrap behind B for a second, and they both would have flown right past him here. I want to see Perplex view. Oh, God. That is like... That's a split second between Sharp turning that into turning into a 1v1 with an easy kill in the back there. That one hurts. But as it stands, CLG getting one more round on the board. They're only trailing by 1 to TK. As crazy as this seems, it seems like it should already be a TK 6-0, how wild it started. But CLG is just barely hanging on.
And CLG is going to actually load up 2 players here on the B site. They have one on top. They're going to know he's there. He's going to get a lot of shots in, but Perplex able to win that gunfight on the bottom again, able to take out Goon. So Perplex is won 2 or 3 gunfights at the beginning of these rounds that have been massive.
And Accuracy, the new guy here, I just saw he timed out. So not sure what's going on there, but welcome to the league. First time he's been in here, and they're trying to mount this comeback. Hopefully they'll be able to invite him back in here quickly. It's going to be a 2-on-3, so you still have an advantage if you're CLG. And we've seen crazier things. Nice shots by Theory there. He's going to snag one. I don't think he saw that other player by the bomb carrying. Who this is?
If you're CLG, why even move? Like, what was the point of attacking here?
Yeah, I guess they thought they could just close out the 3v2, and that's not going to be the case because Theory's going to win that takeout felony. I just try to waste time, you think. Try to get your guy back into the game.
You need as much time as you can. You're on defense. You have bomb down on the B site. Just sit.
Yeah, that's it. Certainly odd there. You got the first blood. You had control of bomb, like you said.
There was no disadvantage of them
just
sitting on the B site and waiting.
Time on their side. But now it's going to be a 3v4 on offense. The question is, can Methods and Co. somehow extend this series as they're trailing 5-3. He's going to use the HC here early on. This is going to be tough. I mean, whether they were on offense or defense, trailing by a guy here is going to be so difficult.
And if you are TK, why not just run? You have the man advantage, right? You don't want it to go as long as possible. Now Method's going to be able to call out the players over on B. They know exactly where they're at.
And they're not going towards A.
And they're not going to wrap the bomb. Very interesting. So he's going to just drive the car right into Neslo. He'll pick up 1. It's a weird game of S&D this one has turned into. It's going to be Methods looking up top. He's going to actually win 1 gunfight. It's going to be a 1v1 here. Theory going to win 2 gunfights. Able to take out Felony at the end. It's going to be TK tying the series up at 1 map apiece.
I thought CLG had a chance to maybe extend this one around. They had the one-on-one, the shots coming in, but Theory too strong there, able to tag the 2 burst to the XR2 and close this one out. Now, I mean, TK, you're thankful you got the win there. I know Accuracy dropped. They were in control of the series before he dropped as well. They still had that 1 kill advantage, but you're feeling a little. You lucked out a bit here right now for your TK, right?
Yeah, you did. He did. I thought TK probably would have won that one anyway. Although CLG is starting to make a comeback, making it interesting. I thought TK definitely was a stronger team though in that S&D.
Yeah, I mean, as far from a team perspective, sure. Yeah. I mean, it was really kind of a one-trick pony, really, if you're talking about the side of CLG. It was really Methods just carrying the load entirely. We saw him have that big 3-kill round before. He get double-digit kills. I think he was like 11-4 or something. So like that, yeah. Big performance from him. But the next one going to be Uplink. There might be a little bit of a delay just to check what's going on with Accuracy, make sure we can get him back in the lobby. But as soon as we hear what's going on, we'll keep you guys posted.
Going into Uplink, I think, obviously Accuracy gets back in here. I probably favor CLG. I love TK. They looked great in the first respawn. Can they do that again? If they do, great. But we didn't see it even result in a win in Game 1. That Game 1's huge now because obviously they're TK. They played great. They don't win it. If obviously they were able to win that out 2-0 right now, they have a great chance to close CLG out.
Very true. Very true.
So the game one's even bigger right now.
It certainly is. Now we're just going to wait to get things set for Game 3. I'll tell you what, it probably helps if I had the controller here.
Yeah, the PlayStation controller in your
hand. Take a look at the scoreboard for just 1 second. I know accuracy dropped, but we can see Theory having a really big game at 11-4. Him and Neslo having a really strong one, and then 12 big kills for Methods. Huge ones for him. But taking a look at this one going forward, it's going to be Uplink on Breach as our next map. So, yeah, there might just be a quick delay here. Hopefully we'll have some information here shortly for you guys, but looking forward to getting into the next one and seeing if Team Kaliber can mount this comeback. Yeah,
and I thought Neslo played really well. Started out great. You know, Theory obviously came on towards the end as well. I mean, look at the Sharp and Goon go 2 and 9, 2, and 8 respectively. Those two guys played out of their minds that one.
Yeah, they really did. And it was, again, just kind of Methods by himself trying to keep them in this one. They end up losing 6-3. Now, assuming we get accuracy back in here, when we take a look at this uplink, anyone you want to give the advantage to a little bit? I know you said you're feeling good about CLG, but in this particular game mode of Uplink, does the advantage go to one, or is it kind of hard to tell?
Well, you know, TK, usually Uplink, it's more of a team-based game mode, I think, than any other. Like, it probably requires the most teamwork. And, you know, TK, they've been together for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you kind of give them the advantage in that regard. I think I give CLG the advantage in, you know, I don't even say, like, in respawn, but I feel like the players on CLG are just going to be more consistent in respawn game modes.
Sure.
Kind of how I feel.
Well, we are going to have a real quick break here. Just make sure we can get accuracy back in here. We'll have the full squad and continue this best of 5 series. Don't go anywhere. Tweet the stream. We'll be back. Just give us a couple minutes, guys. bit early as accuracy has joined back into the game.
Why not? We can come back early.
Yeah, ready to hop into Game 3. I know we want to get on with the action. We've got a lot of great matches tonight. You see flashbangs coming off, that duo of attachments that are so popular to get out of here. And overdrive active
Very interesting we haven't seen the Shiva have much action in this series, right?
No, I don't think it's been. Yeah, it hasn't been banned either. I heard it once. You can always tell it's popping off. I heard it in the hard point for a second. That's about it.
Yeah, but both of these teams really not utilizing that weapon. Obviously, a lot of times we see it banned out during the ban and protect process, but during this uplink game, we may see it here as one of the last ones, and see overdrive and camo, two very special, powerful specialist abilities. Those are going to go. You expect maybe stuns here at the end from one of these two teams.
Now, do you think maybe we're going to get more of a 2-2 weapon ability split now with a couple of these being attacked? I mean, I know you still have stuff to work with, but we could see Heatwave potentially come off as well. With Overdrive and Active Camo both coming out.
Stuns and Shiva.
Okay, so Stuns and Shiva are going to come out. Do you think maybe we will see, I guess, maybe a couple more weapons used in this?
You could potentially go 2-2. I think you'll definitely have a Heatwave, and you'll definitely have a Kinetic.
Heatwave Kinetic for sure, yeah. So maybe Scythe Tempest or Scythe Annihilator, probably.
I even heard Eggs talking about when one of these abilities is going to be gone. You're going to have players running Vision Pulse more, some potentially Vision Pulse in something like Uplink. We haven't seen that. We've seen it in CTF, not as much in Uplink, but looks like Theory and the guys on Team Kaliber are going to go Annihilator Scythe. Annihilator Scythe on the side for
one question.
CLG, so this definitely answers your question. We're going to have 2-2. You have Kinetic on both sides and a Heatwave on both sides. You would think, to round it out.
That would make sense. It just depends. Sometimes you'll see more ability heavy, sometimes at uplink, depending on what makes it in, especially if, Camo and Overdrive are kind of two must-uses if they are available. But now we'll see who can make the impact with the weapons. It should be Kinetic Armor for Felony and Heatwave for Sharp to close things out.
I don't know if Felony could have drafted Kinetic any faster than that.
No, yeah, I don't think he had a whole lot of choice for him there. Now, let's take a look here. Players just getting ready to edit their classes, and we should be ready to go in just a matter of moments here.
Yeah.
But for this, I mean, as far as the advantage in uplink, I mean, I think TK looking maybe they have a little bit of an edge now after getting that Game 2 win. Maybe they got a little bit of energy because the Game 1 had to have been, that's one of those painful losses where you have control. You only need like 20, 30 more points, and then CLG completely locks down really the final
that first game, if you're Team Kaliber, I imagine the comms after that are like, guys, what were we doing? We were killing them. We just why? What happened? What went wrong?
Yeah, I feel like there had to have been some bit of blame game kind of going around after that first game. But now at least you got the win. I know it wasn't the prettiest win. Right. I know there were some connection issues for accuracy, but hopefully you feel a little bit better about this one. You're locked, loaded, ready to get into Game 3 and see what kind of impact you can make here. Just waiting on these final creative classes here before we'll hop into Uplink. But I'm not really sure. This could be anybody's game. Uplink, my favorite game type in the game right now. I love it.
I love Uplink as well.
It's my favorite
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, S&D might be my favorite, but my favorite respawn certainly to come Uplink.
I love Uplink.
I do too.
I love Uplink.
It's because of my natural background in basketball.
We were two of the first people to support Uplink.
Oh yeah, I was on the I hopped on the Uplink bandwagon within 6 seconds of seeing it. I was like, this is going to be sweet.
Yeah.
You just think about all the crazy plays, man. It's just simple. Look at it with your eyes.
I love crazy plays.
It's fun.
Crazy plays. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Players just going to edit their score streaks here, and then we'll jump right into it. But for me, on the side of CLG, I'm looking at how is their teamwork? Are we going to see just bad plays where they think one guy's going for the drone and he doesn't go for it, and they could have gotten 2 but they get 1? Just how the team works in Uplink at this point, because you have Perplex coming in. He's still pretty new to the roster. Accuracy, This is a first game with this team, so how they gel, how they play in Uplink, definitely excited to see that. And then on the side of TK, you got great games out of the 3 of Theory, Sharp, and Neslo in that Game 1 respawn. How do they play again? If they get a good game again, they gotta win. They gotta win.
Do we have, just taking a look at the other rosters, I know I checked late Thursday, but we didn't have any other significant changes, right? Really?
No, it's really it.
It was really just the BL Fire for accuracy. I was trying, because I know there were, obviously you and I have a little more insider info than your average viewer. We hear some of the stuff coming through the pipeline, just working on the World League. But, I know there were some conversations, but I didn't think any major changes happened. So we'll see if this change is going to be to help propel CLG into the top 8, into the Stage 1 finals, which again are going to be April 1st through 3rd. And, God, I cannot wait, man. Lands, I get so excited. $250,000 on the line.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of cheddar. But here we go. I'm going to start with accuracy. Again, the new guy here for CLG. Let's see what he's able to do in UPLINK. Now, series all tied up at 1-1. Looks like everyone's going to be charging here mid-map just to get set up here in power positions. You see a couple shots going across. He's able to take a bit of Simtex damage, but ultimately able to survive. But the push is coming. Players just soaring at him. 2 down. Early couple of kills here for Sharp. Now the question is, are they going to be able to turn this into points? And the answer is no, because Felony Perplex coming in a big way on defense.
I feel like that's what we saw a lot in that first hardpoint. It was Felony Perplex coming up with some big kills. You see Perplex in the TK base. He's going to win a gunfight against Goon, starting off things 3-0 as another player up here. Top AC is able to win that gunfight as well. Perplex just snapping on Neslo right there. But he has control of the TK base. The only problem is TK has control of the drone and mid-map. So
yeah, he's spawning them at the drone, basically.
Yeah, they're just going to leave Perplex there. They're like, screw it, let's just try and throw this in for a score 4-on-3. It's going to be Sharp getting off a 1-point toss. He's going to bounce it in. Ooh. It's going to be TK getting on the board first.
Just barely able to get the bounce. And that's one thing we can talk about this map on both sides. You really need to push into the base, push out of the base effectively when you're working on scores, because that's what will happen. You'll spawn them all the way out in Palace, and that's just going to end up being a counter score.
And Sharp's 5-0. Kick things off here.
Let's start
He's 125 from a lightning, so it'd be big if he was able to get that. One of his teammates will end up tossing him the drone here.
And he's going to start spawning them out really far too, but it works out nicely as he's set up for them to come in, and there's going to be the 1-point throw. I think the first shot missed. It just went over the top there and ended up landing in Neslo's lap as he was able to finally get those points in.
Yeah, they're going to give mid-map control to CLG. You're going to have Felony with the drone in hand, getting the top AC. He's going to go on the outside, trying to get a throw off. He's weak. He's got to know in that situation that there's going to be players watching that. You're not going to be able to survive and get that throw off.
All right, well, let's take a look at mid-map again, as this is where most of the action will go down as players are setting up here for drone control. You can see it on the mini-map at the top left here, top of the map.
Oh, don't think that was intended.
No, it was a little bit awkward, but it's going to work out beautifully. So he's going to pick up one player pushing towards AC. He's got a second there to deal with mid-map. Not going to be able to win that, but the push coming forward. Neslo gets the toss to Sharp. They're working through Palace here, out the backside. Can they get the 1-point through? Last time he was able to bounce this. This time a heat wave comes in and no bounce. Sorry, Sharp. This one's not going to make it through.
A big play by Perplex yet again. I feel like he's made a lot of big plays in Respawn. This is a guy that we've kind of talked about how good he is in S&D. He's going to be a big factor in S&D. And it's really been the Respawn game modes where he's made the biggest impact this far.
Well, Perplex, we've been talking about him. He's 10-3 right now. He was on a 3 streak. He's going to end up dropping, but he's the first player in the lobby to get to double digits here. Pushing AC, trying to get some more information. The drone basically right down there in front of that second story AC, and no one able to get any kind of control. It's such a tough position on the map to fight for.
Yeah, and TK's just done a great job controlling mid-map the entire first half thus far. 2 minutes left in this one. Not going to say this is going to be the score we see going into the second half, but TK's just done a great job, even when Perplex was in their base, causing a lot of havoc. He just did a great job controlling that mid-map. He's going to get one with an HC. Method's going to get one with an HC as well. It's going to be Neslo, the only one up for Team Kaliber. Going to get a throw off.
No,
not going to connect with it.
It was funny. I thought someone was DCing because I saw 2 players standing still when they pushed forward.
Right,
what's happening? But it was just the players that called in their HCs for defense. 2 of them ended up doing it. It ends up working, and now they're trying to push forward for points. He's got full health this time. Can Perplex get one through? The pressure comes in. One going to get shut down. There's another player there. Method's last alive. Goes for the deep toss. That might be off. Nope, that is going to connect. Able to put it through, and that's a big time score because you're last alive.
And that was a difficult play to make. So there's that player directly in front of him with kinetic. He's able to win that gunfight after the drone carrier died. The drone is like bouncing almost off the map. He's able to just kind of pick it up, stay calm and composed, and knock down that 1-point shot. Big play by Methods.
All right, well, now the counter coming in. Sharp trying to get the dunk. I think he had potentially a dunk to go through, but he opts to go for the 1-point toss. Going to extend this lead back to 2 for TK. Waiting mid-map is Goon, and you can see how accurate his shots can be when he's on point. Able to pick up a couple kills before ultimately drawing. Now let's focus on mid-map yet again. It's going to be Theory here, closest to drone spawn. Trying to play a little bit of defense here to let his team opt to get get forward. Drone's going to go to Neslo. He knows 2 teammates are down. This has been their preferred route throughout this one, to push down through Palace, wrap around the bottom side of the map here, and now they're going to get forward. Neslo should have an easy 1-point toss. I thought for a second he went high, but he's going to connect with both. I'm sorry I keep questioning your shots, Neslo.
Well, that's interesting, because a lot of teams, they'll like to bring it through broken, right? They won't actually go over towards that Palace side. It'll be broken wall. You see the drone just fall off the map there. It rolls off as Perplex drops up top. Should be Team Kaliber able to hold on to this lead. It's only going to be a 3-point lead going into the second half. But you know, something of note, Maven. You had Gunjar, he got off to, he played pretty well in this half. And we can take a look at some of the stats from the other TK guys, but they don't need everybody to like go huge like in the kills department. They just need other players to do it in spurts. Like they don't need like the 30 bomb out of Neslo and a 30 bomb out of Goon. Like you had Sharp start off like 5-0, like 6-0, something along those lines, and then he goes 7-10 to end the first half. But you seen like Neslo pick up like 4 kills in a row. Go on a little bit of a streak. They just need the other 3 players to go on those nice little streaks. String together some kills, get some double kills, make some big plays. They don't need everybody to go super positive.
Well, they've got an advantage right now as accuracy's woes continue here. Sharp picks up a couple of kills top mid, looking to control this, try to extend this lead as they've got a 4-1 advantage right now. There's one player in mid hut just trying to play whatever defense he can to make sure TK can't get forward for more points. They're ultimately able to take him out. Waiting front lab is Sharp. He grabs one. Gunjar picks up another, and now the pressure is going to come in here from Team Kaliber. Neslo will be your drone carrier. He's got a couple blockers out front. They've got trophies down as well, and now they're flying in, trying to extend this lead. Should be an easy dunk here as soon as he gets back. Looks like they're waiting. They're waiting for a player to get back to the middle. No one ultimately going to do that. They've spawned them out at Palace, so this at least for the time being gives CLG maybe some potential to get forward here.
Yeah, you saw Methods with the Annihilator and bottom broken trying to make something happen. Perplex, top ace. He's nice shots there with the M8. Just very difficult when you're down a man.
Yeah, and you should not be allowing potential scores here if you're TK with a man advantage, but this is an opportunity for CLG, and that 8C is
the opportunity is now over.
That got eliminated pretty quickly there. But somehow Perplex during this whole thing is on a 6 streak, so he's doing a great job. I think I saw a scythe come in for Goon, it was, but he's ultimately going to get dropped, and now you're going to have Sharp coming through, trying to add a dunk to this. He has Neslo in the base picking up kills. 8-1 advantage. He's got his heat wave, and Neslo just keeps picking up kill after kill.
Yeah, this is one TK should just run away with. If you're Team Kaliber, I would just try and like, at this point, obviously you're up a man, whatnot. Don't team kill. Usually teams, they'll kind of like coast through the rest of this game, whatnot, right? Like they won't like try the hardest. They're up a guy, whatnot. If you're Team Kaliber, I would just try and run the score up and really just kind of like demoralize the other team.
Yeah, just get the win. Try to take them out of this one. You need the win. It's at a place where you are, like, you need a win so desperately. Do whatever you can to have the victory here. Like, take advantage of the situation.
I mean, just for the overall mentality of CLG going, like, for the remainder of this series, really try and, like, run the score up and, like, just... Because obviously everybody gets frustrated when they get beaten like bad, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, this is a really difficult situation for CLG. I think you really want to just keep kind of rallying the scores up, make it really bad, and obviously it's going to affect them a little bit mentally going into the next game.
I feel like sometimes teams don't realize if you have a friendly inside of the opposition's base, there's a 99.9% chance they're going to spawn Palace.
Yeah,
I hate when I see players still like hard triggering towards like lab or something up top middle, but
they're not coming.
They're going to spawn Palace.
They're not coming from there
every time.
Listen, Maven, if you know they're not coming from there, there's definitely a lot of pro players that know that they're not coming from there.
God, I would hope so, but sometimes I just watch them like they're going to come Palace. Look at Palace. All right, but now it's Sharp looking to get forward here from Cage. He's got drone in hand. He's got some coverage as well. There's a couple people back in the base. Let's watch the defensive side of this for a second. It doesn't last long. As you saw, Methods drop, Perplex spawn up, tries to stop it, but the dunk's still going to come through. Felony last man alive, and he's just got base defense on the mind. That's all he can really do right now. There's still one player in behind him eventually going to fall.
Yeah, and this is what I thought. Perplexed and Methods were having pretty good games. Even Felony too. Yeah, I thought, with only a 3-point lead going in the second half, I thought CLG could have made something happen. But obviously, down a man, very difficult to do. You're going to see Theory knock down a 1-point throw there. This should be a Well, I don't want to say this should. This would be the craziest comeback of all time. If CLG is able to come back
3v4 down 11?
3v4 down 11 with a minute to go, I would say that's a wild comeback. Now, this should be a series where TK takes a 2-1 advantage. And you look for them to close down this next one.
Yeah, it's looking that way right now. And TK just trying to finish things. Theory.
Who is this just opting to run? Like, they're not even going to turn around, shoot at the car. It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to keep running.
One more dunk might come through here as Theory's wrapped around the backside. And it's just trying to scramble, trying to hold on to what dignity you can right now. If you're CLG, walled down a man. I know this is a tough spot for them, but with 30 seconds left, their woes should be over soon. And hopefully, whatever issues accuracy is having will come to an end so they can work. It's tough because TK was leading in both games before the issues arise, but you still want to have as fair a contest as you can for these guys.
Up 3, and I think on this map you feel pretty good attacking broken.
Oh yeah, no, you do. It wasn't by any means over, but
no,
it's like the one silver
lining
lining for TK, I guess, is you had the advantage before the issues arised. You end up closing it out. You're going to take the W at this point. So it should, barring some sort of different result from our League Ops team, should be a 2-1 advantage right now for Team Kaliber, and we're all just kind of crossing our fingers here that the newcomer accuracy can internet better and get into this one so we can have a full matchup for CTF. Because if you push this to a Game 5, I mean, I don't know who I take because both these teams have struggled mightily in Game 5.
What's the Game 5 search?
I have no idea. You know what? It's infection. Yeah, that's better than me getting down there and grabbing that.
Yeah,
that's the one. It's one downside of being 8 feet tall. I
always remind you, like, your piece of paper down there that has all the important information.
I stopped holding that. That's what the production team. He's in my ear, was just saying sweet nothings to me. I don't know if he talks to you. He tells me great stuff, like what the next map is, if they're switching sides.
What is the next map?
I have no idea. I'm waiting for it. See. Stronghold.
There you go.
See how that was? See how that was?
We watched it today, so you should have remembered.
I did watch it today.
Yeah.
I love that's my favorite thing when I watch all the EU matches throughout the course of the day, so I should certainly know what the 5 games are.
No, you definitely should know. Yeah.
And I read them about 20 times before we go live, and I've still casted so much Call of Duty over the past 3 months that just every day blends together
into your brain. Well, we can take a look at the scoreboard for a quick second. It's going to be Perplexed, 27 kills, 29 kills for Felony. Not much to talk about there. I mean, really, the scoreboard isn't indicative of the game, right? I mean,
I might have opted to not even show this one. It came down to some struggles on the side of CLG with regards to keeping their full 4-man squad in the lobby. I apologize if we have another quick break before we get the player in. I should know shortly what's going on with that before we get into the CTF. But as far as CTF goes, I think even if this is a 4-on-4, I think I give the advantage to TK. Part of the reason being just because you have a brand new player on CLG in accuracy. And I think CTF is one of the more communication-heavy. You can be punished the most for poor communication.
Oh, without doubt.
A new 4th, I think, will be very, very tough for CTF.
I think the last time I casted TK with Revan, we saw like some bad rotations, like some miscommunication. So I think they probably have actually gone back and worked on that. Like, that was the game mode they looked really poor in, so you figure they kind of practiced that.
I would hope
that they would look better in it. This week, I think TK, even if it's a 4-on-4 game, I think they probably close this one out. I think CLG comes in, they're probably super frustrated right now. I think TK definitely has a very good opportunity to close this out. All
right, well, guys, quick 5-minute break. If we get accuracy back in the lobby, we'll come back early, so don't go anywhere. I know we came back about 90 seconds earlier last time, but quick break. Be right back. We'll hop into CTF Stronghold momentarily. back to the Call of Duty World League, presented by the PlayStation 4. Now we've got a bit of an interesting situation.
Very, very interesting.
Accuracy having some difficulty. Accuracy just replaced Bielfire on CLG.
Yeah.
Bielfire currently the sub on the roster who just was replaced, and now he is coming in to fill in. So
how do you think that all went down? It's like on Methods, I'm like,
I would not have been Methods making that phone call. That's all I can say.
Let me text Bielfire, call him, like, what, hey, Bielfire.
Yeah.
You can be Bielfire.
I'll be Bielfire.
How are you? You think you can?
You little punk! You just dropped me.
But listen, like,
Wait,
we're having some issues. Do you think you can help us out a little bit?
Give me $100.
Okay, fine. and then he hung up. That's probably how that went down. Yeah, no, that's probably how that went down.
It's just you feel bad. It's got to be an awkward situation. You never want to be the guy that's dropped.
Bielfire's been playing really good.
Yeah.
This would be. It would be like.
This would be the absolute TK.
This would be the TK way to go out.
This
would be the TK way to go out. That they lose to the team, the original roster, but they don't lose to the new roster.
While having a 2-1 advantage. This would be.
No, this would be the way to do it.
Very, very TK-esque. But let's hop right into the ban protect here. 4 stronghold, capture the flag. You know, the one positive you have for CLG right now, kind of, is you're like, oh, well, we're playing with a sub, there are issues, let's just play. Like, you're kind of, you don't feel a lot of pressure. I think all the pressure's on TK now, right?
I tell you what, I mean, they have some pretty good teamwork with Bielfire. They played, 7 weeks with them, 8 weeks with them. They played all the qualifiers. I think your worry of teamwork kind of goes out the window.
Oh, absolutely, goes out the window. And I just think it's, again, now it's like, okay, so if there was some pressure, like, they have to be kind of joking around on the call now, because it's like, you just dropped him, he's coming into play. Like, there has to be some joking around. So unless all of a sudden Bielfire starts shooting his teammates in the back during the game, I think they're going to have fun. I give them a real chance here. I do.
I think they have a pretty good chance as well. I mean, Bielfire was doing some good stuff, right? Something to note. We'll see if he does it during this game, but guy runs Annie up instead of that fast hands in the second spot. You know, he's able to pick up some streaks more often. Maybe we see him do something like that, change the game with this. But I believe the last time I saw CLG play this map, they won it with Perplex on the roster. And he had a pretty good performance with Bielfire. So looking to see how CLG plays this. This would be a crazy turn of events if they bring in like, there's nothing you can even compare it into sports. It's like somebody getting traded, then traded back.
It would almost be like you had a. I'm trying to think of what I would compare it to. It'd almost be like you have like a. I don't know who to pick. Like you have like an aging receiver and like T.O., right? And T.O., you know, you don't really need him. You drop him, and then your star receiver breaks their ankle the next game. You're like, oh, so T.O., we just dropped you, but we're gonna need you to start this Sunday. He like comes back. Like I don't know what else to compare it to. It's kind of like.
I guess you can compare it to like a starting quarterback getting benched, and then the backup quarterback getting like injured in the first.
That's a much better
getting
example.
Injured on the first play, and then be like, well, oh, I mean, you can go back in there, I guess.
Yeah, like Peyton Manning, I guess you can play in the Super Bowl.
No.
It's sort of, I guess, a little bit. Yeah, I like that. This is, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I think he's going to come in. I mean, Bielfire, to my knowledge, you know, I've hung out with him a couple times, chat with him. Stand-up guy.
Yeah, great guy.
I think he's going to come in. He's going to play his role. He's going to try and get them the W. I'm sure it's been a frustrating experience for him being replaced. It always is. But I think he's going to come in and try to do his best to get the team a W.
And obviously, he wants to show that he has the talent to play on any of the other teams.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
You know, somebody else makes a change. Bielfire, very good AR player, put up some big numbers in the slaying department.
Yeah, him coming in and not trying doesn't help him at all.
Going further at all. No, that would actually probably hurt him.
I think it looks very good for him if he comes in as a really strong performance. Because one, it's kind of almost like he gets to say to the community, like, they just dropped me. I just came in and dropped 30 in a CTF.
And we won 2 maps in a row to win a series. Be a great platform to show your skill.
It's sort of it's kind of a test of I don't know, a test of your honor to a degree. Like, you know, you get dropped, can you come in and represent this team in a good way? Because, you know, it's a frustration. Now, this is the first time we've actually had the correct CLG graphic because Bielfire is playing on the roster. I think we have an updated one somewhere with accuracy. This is the correct one.
I mean, now that roster is actually correct. Yep.
That's correct.
Now, see the game starting in just a few seconds. Players editing their score streaks. Who takes?
Do you think our graphics team here on the secondary stream just knew that Bielfire was going to play?
Maybe they knew.
They were like, we're not going to use the new one. Nah, accuracy doesn't have long.
Bielfire's too good. He's going to make a comeback. Yeah.
Unreal.
I don't know. I still think TK takes this.
They should.
They should.
They absolutely should.
They should. But You never know with these two teams. These two teams have produced some of the craziest outcomes we've seen so far during stage 1 with, 3-0ing people you wouldn't think they would 3-0, getting 3-0'd by whoever, and then like crazy, I'm up 2-0, and then something goes wrong, and these two teams have produced a lot of crazy results, so this is a fitting way for the series to go. I
want a Game 5 really bad just between these two teams because I like when you have a contest of a couple teams that's been a struggle to some degree, is just being able to close out these Game 5s. Who will be the team to step it up? And now you have the added storyline of Yellfire coming in to fill in for accuracy. And the biggest storyline is the fact that these two teams currently, if the season ended today, would both be relegated at the play back into Stage 2. But let's kick things off here. CLG going up against Team Kaliber here, and this should be an eventful one. The first guy I'm going to watch is the super sub starter, Yellfire.
Now, what is he running as his perk 2? We can take a look. So he's going to be running Fast Hands. And respawn in game mode, HARDPOINT, this is a guy who runs Annie up, sometimes tries to get some more streaks. But in a game mode like CTF, very difficult to get streaks. You're going to have to rally up a ton of kills. Now, it's going to be TK. Attacking, I don't want to say the least advantageous side. You want to attack towards a mansion. Mansion is the spot where you're going to have your best chance to get a pull.
Well, I think you can just get a little bit closer to the pull in the safety of a house, whereas you're in kind of the open, right, when you're pushing towards the other flag for a pull.
Yeah.
Like, I know you have some rocks, there's pathways, you have satellite, but it's so deep with so much less cover. I feel like it's definitely harder to get that pull and get it out versus pushing towards Theory right now. Now, Theory trying to hold on, though, because there is a push coming. Nice shots there. Gets the headshot on the fill-in BL fire. Now, let's take a look. There's some aggression coming into Mansion. So as we Perplex picking one up. I think that was Methods picking up one as well before he ultimately dropped, but they're starting to flood in. Can they get a pull? The answer is no. The defensive line of Theory and Goon just locking it down. Goon gets another one. He's on a 3 streak, so is Theory. So your 2 defensemen for TK, both starting to get hot.
Yeah, and Goon's a player in CTF where he can just watch one side of the map and just lock it down. He's going to be able to get out of harm's way here. He has one player pushing him to his right. Not able to win the gunfight, though. Perplex able to take him out. And you see 3 dead, 4 Team Kaliber. Theory coming down the middle of the map. He's actually able to win 1. He's going to get a touch on the flag. And he actually, it's a lot of space to run this one. We know that. I
like playing it slow because he's waiting on some help here. So he's waiting on some help. Goon needs to get up there and give him some support. He tags one up. That's going to be the answer. Let's swap here. There he gets the kill. And that was Goon now picking up the flag. Gets around the corner. Is he able to reload? And ultimately get it. Nice shots from Goon. They got the big kill. That's definitely a cap.
It's a cap. No, from the side, we don't see a lot of caps on often. And you see Goon putting it in here, and it's going to be TK up 1-0.
Yeah, at first I didn't like how slow Theory or Goon was playing. I was like, just get close to each other. But ultimately, it ends up working out pretty well. Theory and Sharp pick up a couple more.
Big win by Goon, though. This RK5.
Oh, yeah, that was massive. The fact that he got around that corner, able to reload, then still win the gunfight. That was Sharp trying to get forward potentially for another pull, but now we're coming back to this defensive line of Goon and Theory. Can they hold on? They saw one cross. Don't want to peek that. Don't want to challenge Goon while he's L-trigger with an AR.
No, it's going to put a lot of pressure on him, though, as well. You're going to see a heat wave come in. Perplex and Felony picking up a kill each. Now Methods grabbing 1. It's going to be Goon, last one alive. It's going to be a 4 dead. Where does CLG elect to run the flag? They're going to run it over towards the Mansion. They have nobody, though, locking down that bunker side.
Yeah, you do, baby.
Fire is going to get there late. He's going to have one player jumping over him. He's going to have another one challenging him. Not going to win any gunfights. It's going to be Felony set up in the CLG base. He's not going to win any either. This one, they should just run this right at Perplexed. If you are a TK, run the flag right at him, and they're going to go the opposite way with it. Not a fan of this play. I think when you have the man advantage, you run the flag right at the other guy.
Well, you would have had a 3-on-1, 3-on-2 for at least a few seconds. I mean, obviously the players didn't spawning nearby.
The players wouldn't have spawned on him
if they would have got there quick enough is the question. They had to kind of wrap across, and they might have been able to force that spawn out. But ultimately, they are going to have the flag out. Methods getting pressured. Theory should be there for the return, and Sharp should be there for the cap. 2-0 lead, Team Kaliber. And yeah, I just feel like that becomes a hairy situation, because if you get there a second late and they all spawned, all of a sudden it doesn't look very good. If you get there right before the spawn, it looks great.
They would have.
But ultimately, they get the cap through. So
yeah,
it works out. It works out. Now let's watch Goon here. He's picking up 1 by satellite. I want to switch for a second because the pressure is coming in from CLG. From bunker as well here, Matt.
And I thought CLG did a great job, getting that 4 dead, pulling the flag. It was just that they let those players get through bunker too fast. BLFire got there a second too late. He was really not in a position to get there at all, quite honest. He was over by half wall and then just didn't turn fast enough, and TK was able to just fly out and make a play. And you're going to see it with 35 seconds to go in the first half. Methods get one with the Annihilator. Perplexity able to get in there, get a flag touch, but Theory with an Annihilator of his own in the TK base. It's actually Methods able to win another one, so potentially could make something happen here on the flag, and it's actually going to be everyone from CLG dropping. This should be a 2-0 lead for TK going into the second half.
And that from this side is a huge advantage. BLFire going to find one, could be able to win that. I don't know that he has time to even get back. I remember we saw one miracle run by Miracles, actually, and I think it was, what, around... I want to say around 15 seconds or so for him to get that full run in. And that was with G-Slide too, so
BLFire would have had to have ran in there with about 18 seconds. Like, just think about what you kind of suggested happening right there. That BLFire was going to run in there amongst all four of them, kill them all, grab the flag in the process, and run it straight down the middle of the map.
No, as a commentator, they always have a chance. The game is never over. It is never over. I got to paint a picture like he had a chance, even though in my head I was like, he is going to do nothing.
No, there is no picture to be painted there.
All right, well, let's hop over. Theory, 14-7. He's having a pretty strong CTF game right now.
Double positive, pretty good.
Especially, more just the 14 gets me. We saw a game earlier where what guy had one engagement through the first half of this particular map and mode. We know this is a map that potentially can go to, 20 minutes with both OTs for a full replay at times. So, good, solid start for him. I don't think he actually got any streaks or anything, though, did he? No, so he didn't really work towards anything. Sharp now trying to push here from bottom ramp. There's a couple players in the back he has to deal with, and he's going to be lined up.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of waiting for a teammate to get over there. It looked like he was really hesitant of pushing driveway, which I would have been as well. I think, obviously, he had nobody else over there. Needed an AR player to make a play on the flag. Sharp trying to get out of harm's way, away from one of his teammates, but he gets taken out.
Well, they are able to get one kill in rocks here. You can see via X-ray, there is a player inside, backside satellite. They're going to try and challenge it. Nice shots there from Felony. They're trying to get forward, see if they can get a pull. Nezlo playing a little bit of defense. He's ultimately going to drop, but just like that, BLFire, last player alive. I thought I heard a Scythe for a second. It was a Scythe being pulled out. I don't think he's actually been able to pick up any kills with it, but he's got a little bit of juice left in the tank.
He's got players tagging him up from his left. That player's going to get cut down by Method, so there's one player all the way in the back, and that's going to be a Scythe from Goonjar. Goon just posted up like a sentry gun in the back of his base. It'll take players out. Nobody from CLG wants to challenge him now, and never mind, Method just wants to run a straight line directly at him. That's not the way you take out somebody with a Scythe.
No, that was the opposite of how you give yourself a chance versus Scythe there. But all of a sudden, Theory by himself, this could be an opportunity for some pressure. That would have been a really good opportunity for pressure if he fell off the map there, but now they're going to come flying in. Let's watch from the CLG side. He pops kinetic armor, trying to find this player at the back rock. His teammates kill everyone. This should potentially be a cap unless Goonjar can do something crazy, and by crazy, I mean kill the entire team. He's already gotten two. There's the third. Can't find it, can't pick up the last two players, and Felony is out about. He's going to be pushing bunker, and this should be a cap.
Well, one of his teammates needs to pick up mid-map, and it looks like TK not even going to contest this one. This is going to be a flag cap for CLG, so they still have a lot of time to work with, and you got Felony 175 off of a lightning strike. That would be huge if he's able to get it.
And I think even if Goon killed the flag carrier there, I think he was still in trouble. With that one more player to beat, he would actually kill all four there.
If you're Felony, just set up with the AR in your base and pick up one or two easy kills. Get the streaks.
You would think, but I mean, I feel like I've seen every player be guilty of that, right?
Yeah.
Get a little overzealous when you're getting close to streaks, and now this is a pull here for Goon, trying to get revenge for his attempted big defensive stand, and that is a big HC car. Because I think he was out.
Yeah, he makes it down the middle of the map, he's gone. I mean, the players are spawning in the back of that red truck from CLG side. If he makes it towards that mid-map, they are basically gone. They have a guy just watch over half wall, and they're able to look at top mansion, and they're able to look over by Z, and that player's gone. You're going to have Theory.
This is perfect. Sharp just got 2 kills.
Yeah,
they should spawn bunker.
Yep, there's one player that's actually gotten by bunker.
And there's the bunker spawn.
Nezlo wins that gunfight versus Perplex.
And there's going to be 2 players. This is a cap.
The left of your screen, this is a cap.
Yep, this should absolutely be a cap. You just saw that setup. You know, Theory flanks through bunker, and, you know, if Sharp doesn't get those 2 kills, it's not a cap. Sharp got those 2 kills. Perfect time there with the pull. Spawns him out, and the cap's going through.
Everybody on TK on a streak right now, and as I say that, I just jinxed Sharp. I believe he was on like a 4 streak, but yet Sharp on a 4 streak, Nesla on a 3, Theory on a 2, and then Goon obviously, just hanging out in the CLG base. He's able to pick up his second one. He's trying to get out towards bunker.
That was awkward.
Yeah, if he hits that boost slide over that wall, he's probably
Well, the difference there is, you kind of like things to work out a little bit differently as far as, maybe he waits a couple seconds, let them push out a little bit, waits for a kill come in and gets the pull like Theory did. Getting a kill yourself there and getting out basically just turns the entire team at you, and then you're dead.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him just kind of wait for another teammate. And this second side, outside of that little ray of light from CLG, it's been all TK.
It certainly has. They're looking strong right now. You're going to see another flag being pulled. That's going to be Theory again, and it's right when 2 players drop, so he's going to force them to spawn bunker yet again. 1 player spawns kind of garden. The other 2 are going to spawn the back because Theory got so far forward, but he should still be okay. You see Goon is rotated over because he fully expects them to be coming out of bunker. They're not, though, because the timing did not work out that well. Goon should still be able to get it. That's a nice Simtex coming in, though. I don't think there's enough time here for anything really to happen. Sharp might be able to get the flag, might be able to get another cap in, but this should be a 3-1 victory here and a 3-1 overall series count here for TK.
It's a big win for TK. I believe DT loses on the primary stream, the first match. They lose to FaZe, and this should actually be a 4-1 in favor of TK. Now, obviously, keeps them from potentially going into last place. It kind of gives them a chance moving forward. TK's not out of this.
Yeah, DT loss and a CLG loss is basically everything Team Kaliber fans could hope for. And they look strong. And again, I know I don't want to make excuses or anything, but CLG obviously had some struggles. They had to use a sub. There were some connection issues going on there for them. But when it was 4-on-4, I still think TK looked like the superior team for most of it.
They lose that first hard point, but they could have easily won it. I mean, they looked like a very strong team throughout that one. Team Kaliber looked very good today.
They really, really did. Now, looking forward here is we have a lot more matches to come. The next one we're going to be taking a look at here on the secondary stream is going to be H2K going up against CLG. So H2K, them losing, that's a lot of implications here for Team Kaliber.
We will not see CLG play again.
What did I say?
H2K
versus complexity. CLG. Complexity. Sorry, God, I read C twice.
A CLG doubleheader.
I didn't realize I said that. H2K complexity. So this is a big one. Is a big one for H2K and a big one for kind of TK on the other side because a loss for DT, H2K, all these teams that are kind of in the relegation area.
A loss for H2K, TSM, DT, and CLG would be like the best possible outcome.
And TSM's our final match versus Envy.
And for TK, I mean, this is going to be a huge day for Team Kaliber.
You could be picking up a game on basically everyone.
Almost everybody.
That's around there. So that was a fantastic match, but looking forward, again, the next one's going to be H2K going up against Complexity. We're going to take a real quick break here, get the guys together for this next match, and should be started in just a couple of moments.